Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, welcome to this preview with Cameron from the Mighty Blues, and this is to preview the Everton versus City game at the Etihad, which kicks off tomorrow evening. So, what we do as usual is we send each other some questions. His questions, as he's just read out to me, to answer. So, the first one is, what's gone wrong this season? I'll be honest with you, mate. I think it's a multitude of things. Obviously, injuries have really taken a massive toll on the team. If we start off with Aymeric Laporte, probably one of the best centre backs in the Premier League, if not Europe. Losing him is massive. He is back in training now, but we've gone through half the season without him. But hopefully he'll be back by maybe the end of January. Fingers crossed. We lost Leroy Sane in the Community Shield. Another massive loss. Where forget the whole is he leaving? Is he not? Still a huge miss to the club, and brings something completely different to the team. So we missed those two players. We've had injuries to David Silva. We've had injuries to Sergio Aguero. Kevin De Bruyne has had his injuries. We've also had Ben Mendy, who was out and has come back and then is flipped in and out. Then now Alexander Zinchenko, who played pretty much most of last season, he got injured and he's been out and only just returning. So it's been a real mixed bag, I'll be honest with you. It really has. I've always said it, going back to back to back to win Premier League titles is extremely difficult. Only one team have done it in the modern era, and that's Manchester United. So it's very difficult. 198 points over 2 seasons takes an awful lot physically and mentally out of a team. I think many haven't had huge amounts of rest in recent years, and I think it's starting to show this season. And obviously, we've got players that are coming to the end of their careers. We obviously lost Vincent Company, who left at the end of his Manchester City career, and he's been a massive loss. Not just on the pitch, but that leadership. One of the best leaders we've seen in the Premier League, captains of clubs. We've missed it. I'm sure we've missed him around the training pitch, the dressing room, the club in general. So we've missed that leadership in general, not just on the pitch. We've got David Silva coming into his final year. He's starting to show a little bit of his age is catching up to him. Fernandinho's 34. We've got Sergio Aguero, who will he stay for his final year of his contract? Will he go? So I think we're really this season. We should have replaced maybe a centre back, and we didn't. The fact of Otamendi stayed sort of like threw everything up in the air. We were interested in Maguire, but City were not going to pay that type of money once Otamendi decided that he wanted to stay. So I think it's this is going to have to be a transitional year, and I think Pep Guardiola will make some massive changes, if not in January, definitely in the summer. On to your second question then. Has there been an effect of losing Mikel Arteta? Don't know yet. It's too early to say, I'll be honest with you. Pep, I think, wanted him to stay. I think the players really liked him. Pep loved having him as his number two. But, at the end of the day, Pep is not one of those managers that is going to keep people at the club. If something, comes up and their ambitions can be met, Arteta, I think, wanted to go. Was it the right move? I think only time will tell. He's definitely a very intelligent, bright individual. I don't know whether he's big enough to manage the problems at Arsenal. I'm not too sure. We wish him all the very best. That there's nothing City can do. As for missing him, like I said, he only left. He only left a few games ago, so it's very difficult to say whether we're missing him or not. Will we miss him? I think probably next season will give us more of a clue after the summer transfer window. But we wish him all the best, and there's not a lot City can do about it. But he's got Burrell as his number two now. Will Dominic Torrent come back and into the fold? Maybe not. Maybe somebody else will. Will Vinny come back in the summer? Maybe as an assistant coach. to Pep Guardiola. We'll wait and see. But I would like to, we wish him all the very best, and hope it works out for him anyway. Question number 3 is, which Everton player do you fear? Well, I was really, really looking forward to this season to see Moise Kean. And it just, for whatever reason, hasn't worked out. Now, will Ancelotti, he's brought him back in the team. Will Ancelotti get a tune out of him? Because I think he's an exceptional talent. We haven't seen it yet, but he's a very, very dangerous player. Obviously, we've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who has suddenly now scored in both games for Carlo Ancelotti. Dangerous player on his day. But for me, I think Moise Kean is could be a dark horse. He could be somebody who might go to the end of the season and go on a really, really good run, and maybe bag you sort of 10, 12 goals between now and the end of the season. So I'm going to be interested to see if he does play, and 2, see how he does for Everton in the remaining part of the 2019-2020 season. Your 4th question is realistic goals for this season. Now, well, I think most City fans, even though it's not mathematically over, I think most City fans realise that the Premier League is beyond us now. You can't go through a season losing 5 games, certainly up to the point of the end of December, and go on to win a league when you've got the likes of Liverpool, who have not lost this season so far. So, as gutting as it is, I think we have to be realistic and say that the Premier League is probably a step too far for this particular season. But we are in the Champions League. We've got Real Madrid in the next round, so that should be an interesting game. They're not the team that they were, still a very, very dangerous team, but maybe Pep will go all out. I think top 4 is all. I hate saying it, but I think we're guaranteed to be in the top 4. I think there are too many teams around 4th, 5th, 6th who are inconsistent, even though we have been a little bit of late. But I think the top 4 should be comfortable for us this season. So maybe Pep will go all out for the Champions League. We're still in the Carabao Cup. We've got United, and we're still in the FA Cup. We've got Port Vale. So, at the end of the day, we could quite easily win a double this season, which any other season you go, that's pretty decent. We could win a treble. We could win a double, which is a Champions League and a domestic cup, which would be a fantastic season. So, I think it's difficult because what we're doing is we're comparing it to 1, the Centurion season, and 2, last year being the Formidables. So winning, and obviously winning every domestic cup competition, which has never been done before. But I don't know. I think if we won 2 cup competitions, 2 of the 3 remaining for us, if in all honesty, I think it'll still be a successful season if we qualify for the Champions League next year, which I think we definitely will do. So that's my thoughts on it. Onwards and upwards. We can't, as City fans, expect to win the Premier League every single season. And I think a rebuild's coming in the summer, and we'll go again next year. And your final question is score prediction. Well, if I'm the worst person for predicting scores on games, but I've gone for Man City 4, Everton 2. I've gone for a high-scoring game. We're at home, and we're just starting to hit a little bit of form. And we scored a couple of goals against Sheffield United, 3 against Leicester, 3 against Arsenal. So we can score goals. It's just the other end, and can we keep a clean sheet? Can we be defensively sound? Depends how Everton turn up, or which Everton turn up on the day. You've had a couple of wins now under Ancelotti, but I still think it could be one of those New Year's Day bonanzas where a load of goals. But I've gone for a wild guess: Man City 4, Everton 2, and let's hope it's an entertaining game for the fans. That takes us into the new decade, starting in 2020. So, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say again a massive thank you to Cameron from the Mighty Blues Everton fan channel. Go and follow him on YouTube, and also follow him on Twitter. All the links will be in the description below. We'll see you at the Everton game tomorrow, so don't forget, come over at the back of the City store or around the Blue Moon Cafe. We're always there, so come and see me and Martin, have a chat. If you don't want to come on camera, you don't have to. But guys, hope you've had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And listen, enjoy tonight, and a Happy New Year from Man City Fan TV.